long sentences, one more thing, if you write very long sentences, two things happen. First thing is, by the time somebody reaches that end of the sentence, they forget what was said in the start, okay? So they end up reading it twice. So you don't want that to happen. Write short sentences. Second thing is, when you write long sentences, your eyes are going like this across the screen, this again and again, and it gets tiring, it gets frustrating for the reader. Whereas if you look at a LinkedIn, it's not even about the screen size, it's about the line being so long. If you look at this LinkedIn post, you can probably read every sentence within one glance, which makes it very convenient to read. So the idea should be that you write shorter sentences so that it's not frustrating, and so that the person just basically does not forget what you had written in the beginning of the sentence. And while saying that, I realized that most of the sentences I'm speaking are very long, but speaking and writing are completely different. So while writing, make your sentences small. So that is again something for LinkedIn. Space out content, even in general, of course. Space out content, make it visually appealing. And for LinkedIn, I would say have your own personal hashtag. It's a good thing. It's like your signature. So mine is hashtag Shreya Writes. It's like my signature at the end of every post. You can do something like that. I like to include very few hashtags. Normally, I include only 3 hashtags. This also helps with visual appeal. If I clutter it with hashtag, it looks bad. So I prefer to have just 3 hashtags, looks neat and clean. Something I do different is I add a quote at the end of all of my LinkedIn posts. You can find your own thing, but I really like doing that. I add this thing called a PS and I add a quote. And I started doing this, I think 6 or 8 months ago, and people really loved it. At this one point, people were like, we just come and read your quotes, and then after that, we read your post, okay? So it became my thing, and everyone knew that this kind of writing style and the PS was my, like, something I do. So you also should like figure out, create your own writing style in that way, something that as soon as people look at it, without even seeing your name, they should know that, okay, this is definitely by this person. At least people who know you should know that. So yeah, those are a few tips for LinkedIn basically. And I think that's kind of all I have to say for content writing, because there are a few tips I've given as to how you can write your content, improve your content, edit your content, things like that. But no matter how many tips I give you, nothing's going to work if you don't do it yourself. So I realized that you may end up spending a lot of time, say, reading books about writing. You may spend a lot of time watching videos, watching my IGTV videos, maybe watching webinars, like trying to Google articles, how to write content, how to write web content. That is good until a certain point, but don't do that all the time. Focus on actually writing, because that's what makes the whole difference. You actually doing something is going to help you improve. You looking at other people's writing is not going to help you improve, not really. So put in the work, start writing, write something every single day, and really get to it. And now, if you have any questions, I would be very happy to answer them. So please ask your questions in the chat box.
Yes, that's been a great session. I think from now we can take this session interactive and starting the QA session. I would like to start with my question first, okay?
Okay.
So first of all, what do you do to research the target audience? Because as a content writer, it is really important to find the target customers and understanding his or her particular needs and preferences.
Okay, so when it comes to my clients' audience, it's something that they have already worked on. So this is also something you should realize, that your client has already, of course, done their background study. That is why they have a company. Otherwise, if they don't know who they're selling to, then they're in a mess. So they will always have this detailed customer persona about, the age, the location, the kind of people, their interests. They will have that. Always ask your clients for that if needed. Ask them, and then write your content. So just basically that research is taken care of by the client. So just communicate properly and get that information from them. So I hope that will help you, Atharva.
Yeah,
yes,
ma'am.
thank you very much.
I have a question from my side.
Sure.
Yeah, ma'am. Can you please illustrate the basic difference between the article and a blog?
Okay. So a blog is basically like the whole website thingy is called a blog. when you say like something that's written inside a blog, it's called a blog post. Okay, just to clarify something there. So an article and a blog post are basically similar. The main difference is a blog post is something that's usually more personal. So if I write about my journey, like, we have travel blogs, we have DIY blogs, we have lifestyle blogs. Why are these called blogs? Because these are personal, and these aren't like, these aren't information like, I don't know, data science or something. If you take data science, if you take machine learning, if you take tech, if you even take how to use LinkedIn, those are articles because they're not personal, they are something generic. So I would say that is the main difference. Very layman terms. Yes.
I think you have a few questions in chat box. Shall I
Yeah,
read it for you? Yeah, I think that will be perfect. Are you interested in writing journals now?
Okay, I'll check.
Are you
Maybe
interested in writing journals?
Are you interested in writing journals? I don't do that actively. Sri Ravina, I do not do that actively. I used to write a lot earlier for myself personally, especially when I was going through a bad time, I would say. So at that time, yes. But right now, basically, I would say my LinkedIn has become my journal, because every day I just write about something that's happened to me. And in that sense, it's just become a way of expressing myself. Divyesh has asked, what about book writing? Yes, I have done that. I've written my own ebook. I will share the link with you in the chat later on, or Saurav can also pass it on later on. So you can get that. Like in the ebook, actually, I've talked a little bit of promotion here. In the ebook, actually, I have shared some of my best LinkedIn posts from the past 2 years. And there are 6 main sections. So there's tips for writing, tips for building an audience on LinkedIn, tips for freelancing, something about student life, something about lessons I've learned, something about having the right mindset that helps you grow and succeed. So these are all very short LinkedIn posts covering all these things. So if you want to be a content writer, content creator, I'm sure that this ebook will help. Another special thing in this ebook is in the last few pages of the ebook, in the end, there is a section with 50 topic ideas for LinkedIn posts. So if you are confused what to write, you can just pick a topic from there and write on that. That's something in my ebook. Feather 5 has asked, how to get in touch with you for freelancing? I'm interested in collaborations. You can message me on Instagram, Shreya Pattar. Basically, I think you'll find my name, Shreya Pattar, is on all the platforms. So Instagram would be best, or there's LinkedIn, of course. Completely fine. Hey Shreya, this side Utkarsh from Sundry Ideas. Basically, I write business ideas for any and every field, tech, social, etc. One of my idea is being implemented by me only with the name Youth Fillers. Okay. Is there a second part to your question? Please let me know. Utkarsh. Sri Ravina is asking, what is meant by so what method, how it works. As I explained, the so what method is basically, it helps you delete anything that doesn't matter. You can even Google it, because there is something actually online, so you can check that out. Google the so what method for editing. Basically, after every line, ask yourself so what, and if you can answer the purpose, like if you say any line that you say, when you ask yourself so what, it should give you a response that so this is the use of the line. If you are blank after the so what, then you should either edit that line or delete it. That's something to consider. You can check out, this is actually a thing, so you can check it out online.
No.
Okay. Any more questions, anyone? I guess we have 2 more minutes. Yes, Satava.
What would you say are your strengths as a content writer?
What are my strengths as a content writer?
Yeah.
Okay. What are my strengths as a content writer? Rather than as a content writer, I would like to answer this in terms of strengths as a freelancer, because that is more important. One of my main strengths is actually communication, which is, of course, what I'm doing right now. I'm communicating with you all. That's my first strength in terms of voice communication, video, writing, whatever it may be. That is super helpful in getting writing good content, getting deals, closing deals with people, all things like that. Second thing I'm really good at is selling myself. So if like I can convince a lot of people to work with me, even if they are very, unsure. So that is something again that I'm good at, and I would definitely recommend selling as one of the big things that every student should know, because you should be able to sell your skills, your achievements, who you are. You should be able to do that and communicate that clearly with anybody you speak to. Anyone meaning anyone, your friends, your professors, anybody, because it leaves a long lasting impact and it creates a valuable conversation that could give you opportunities later on. Really consider working on those skills.
I have my question from my side.
Mm-hmm.
How will you keep yourself motivated, ma'am, in the mindset of repeated works? Because we people will hate repeated works. So
Right.
how will you keep yourself motivated?
Right. Someone on audio, can you just mute?
Yeah, ma'am. I'll mute it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you asked what to do when you have repeat work, right? See, there are two things here. First thing is that you've committed to the client that you will work for them. You have committed before you started writing, you knew that you had to do it. You knew that it would probably be long-term work, that you would probably be working on the same thing for a few months. So in a way, it's about keeping your commitment. Even if you don't like it, you should do it because it is something you committed, right? That's first thing. Second thing is you can always speak to the client about changing things up. You can say, hey, we've been doing this for the past 3 months. Why don't we change this up and, add this thing or remove this thing, reduce this thing, and, replace it with this. So what this does is it gives you new work, of course, but it also helps the client. Like the client feels good that, hey, this person is giving me suggestions and we're going to try something different. That's one thing. And second thing is you're getting paid for it. So you don't need motivation, honestly. You have to realize that at some point that it's not about motivation, it's about you doing your job that somebody is paying you for, that you've committed to someone for, and that you said you would do. So motivation becomes out of question. It's about discipline at that point. You just have to do what you have to do. That's it.
Great, ma'am.
Okay. Rituja? Yeah. Do you have one more question, Saurabh?
Yeah, ma'am. I have my own question. Many people will describe the words of success in different ways. Where someone will say just money, success is based on money, likewise they will say. So how will you define your success, ma'am? Your word success from your words?
Okay, my success would be happiness and money. I always say that. So my goal in life is to be happy and to be rich. So if I have those two things, I would say I'm successful in that sense. So yeah, that's true. I mean, as you said, everyone defines their own way of being successful. So it's completely fine, whatever
We won't
definition.
restrict you, ma'am. So that's your answer. That's great.
Yeah.
Every content writer has a unique style of their own. Can you tell us something unique about your writing style? From
Rituja, my style is storytelling. I would say that is the most unique thing about my writing style. If you read some of my posts on LinkedIn, in a few days you will really get a hang of it, and then anytime you read my post, you will know it's mine without even looking at the name. So in that sense, that is my unique style, where I have a story, and where it's very short and very layman language, like even a kid can understand. It's that easy. So that's my style of writing.
What is the annoying thing you have made during your content writing a content? What's the annoying thing?
I'm going to assume, Sri Ravina, that you're asking what annoys me about content writing. Let me answer it that way. Nothing really. I mean, sometimes it gets frustrating because, of course, freelancing is very unpredictable. You don't know if you'll have a client, if you'll have a work, things like that. It gets very stressful in that sense. It gets annoying. Something else is, when the client keeps changing their mind and they say, oh, let's start work. And then they say, no, wait, let's wait for a few more days. Okay, let's start work. Let's wait for a few more days. Those are a few annoying things, but with time, you kind of, you get that intuition whether somebody really wants to work with you or not. And then actually you won't end up facing these problems. So that's That's a way as well. Intuition.
Yeah.
Send to RoboMate. You can ask your question. You keep saying you have question.
Hello,
Hi.
am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes. May I know your name, please?
I'm the same guy who Feather 5 wala. Someone removed me.
Oh, that's
Okay. What's your name?
What my question is, I'm asking for collaboration or if any freelancing. So how do I connect with you?
As I said, you can connect with me on Instagram. So you can message me on Instagram.
Okay. So what's your IG ID?
Shreya Pattar. My name.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think he belongs here. He just keeps getting removed again and again. I don't think he's supposed to be here then. Okay. Okay, I just want to share with you my link for my ebook. You can check it out. And like, if you have questions, if you have any trouble getting it, you have any trouble downloading it, buying it, let me know. And I'll share. So basically, this is my Instagram, my Facebook, anything you can just look up my name Shreya Pattar, because there's basically I think only one Shreya Pattar in the world, that's me. So any name, you just Google my name in any of, like, search my name in any of these and it'll be me.
Yeah.
Most likely the first one.
Atharva, can we end up the session? Yeah.
Mahesh has a question. Should I answer that?
There are some more questions out there.
Okay. Mahesh is asking, do you ever think that you would become a content writer and you reach this level? So, okay, I'm a bit unclear about all of your questions, but Mahesh, I assume you're asking, did you ever think that you would end up being a content writer, and do you think you would end up being at this level, right? As I said, content writing was kind of something that I fell into because, you know, I said that I didn't plan to be a freelance writer, but my post went viral. People messaged me like, we love your post, can you write for us? That's how I got into writing, and that's how I began. So I knew I would be a content writer, but I didn't think I would do that, like write as soon as I started my college. That's the one thing. Did I think I would reach where I am right now? No, I did not think that at all. Most importantly, I would say I didn't think I would be here so quickly. It's been 2 years, and in 2 years, honestly, when I think of it, I'm just amazed by all the things that have happened in my life, and I'm amazed by how much I have managed to, you know, get done. And that's also actually very inspiring because I realize that in freelancing you can always earn more, you can always have more work, you can always, you know, have more people to speak to, and that really inspires me and motivates me. So yeah, I think that's not something I thought would happen, maybe long term, maybe after 10 years, not so soon, but I'm just very happy that it happened.
Yeah, I think we can wrap the session after this question.
Any final
Sure.
thoughts before closing the session or questions from anyone?
If you are unaware about the topic on the spot, what you will do to write a content? How will you overcome such a kind of issues?
So if you don't know the topic, if you're new to it, first is do your own research, create an outline. Again, very important, create an outline, send it to the client, especially if it's new, so that you know that it's what the client wants. That's one thing. Second thing is always feel free to ask your client, because your client is the expert in their domain. They know what they're doing. But you need to do some background research so you understand what they're saying, and so then you can guide them, okay, what you're saying is something I can use in the article or not. Do your research, create an outline, first thing. Second thing, even before that, maybe you can ask your client, can you please share some links with me, some reference links, some documents I could read, your company profile, things like that. Ask them and get information from them because they know best. So communication is key, definitely.
Okay. So assuming that no one has got any more questions or doubts in this session, I think we are good to wrap this session. But I request my friends to kindly fill the feedback form using the link in the chat box and follow our Instagram page for further updates. If someone has any further questions or would like to give any feedback privately, then please feel free to mail or contact us.
So thanks a lot, ma'am, for coming and having a great session with us. If you don't mind, I think we can have a pic with you, ma'am.
Sure. I mean, I think everyone should turn their videos on at least for the picture.
Yeah, ma'am. They will. Members of
I
Stumain,
will tell everybody if they turn their
I
video on.
yeah, ma'am. I request you team to turn on your video. Yeah, great. Magesh. Okay, so guys, say cheese. That's great. That's great. Yes, perfect.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for your
Thank
time
you,
and
ma'am.
for
We
being
had a
here.
great session with you, ma'am. It's really
Yeah.
unforgettable with us. So we are glad to have a speaker like you in our community.
Thank you
I'm
so much.
really, yeah, ma'am. Thanks a lot, ma'am. Pleasure is ours.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone. Wish you all the best. Take care.
Thank you. It's me, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. The session is officially closed. Friends, you may leave.